The jungle of Zarni's 4 was never silent. Strange birds screamed from the trees. Insects clicked in the tall red grass. Somewhere far off, something huge crashed through the underbrush. But this time, something was wrong. The scout team stood, still at the edge of the swamp, weapons raised. In front of them lay a creature so large, so powerful, that even the bravest soldier took a step back. It was a Velcor, 9 feet long, covered in dark armored plates, muscles like coiled cables. Its eyes, once glowing with fury, were now half closed. Blood poured from a deep gash in its side. One leg twitched. Its breathing was slow and rough. It was dying. The alien soldiers whispered, "Don't go near it. Shoot it now, before it wakes. No one can save that thing." Behind them, a quiet voice spoke. "I can." They turned. It was the human Dr. Kieran Ross. He was not a soldier, not even trained for war. He was a biologist, a healer. And now he walked straight toward the monster like it was a wounded dog. "Are you mad?" shouted the Zarnian commander. "It's an apex predator. It's killed entire squads." Kieran didn't stop. He dropped his med bag onto the ground and slowly moved closer. "It's hurt," he said calmly, "and afraid." The Velcor growled, weak but low and deep. The sound made one soldier step back. But Kieran knelt beside the beast. He didn't flinch. He opened the bag and pulled out a scanner. The Velcor's yellow eyes locked onto his face. Its huge chest rose and fell like slow thunder. "Easy, friend," Kieran said softly. "I'm here to help." The scanner buzzed. The cut was deep, almost to the bone. Worse, there was poison in the wound, not natural. Artificial. Someone had trapped it. Someone wanted it to die. Kieran looked up. This is no accident. Someone used a toxin trap. The soldiers didn't reply. One of them whispered, "Leave it. Let nature finish the job." But Kieran didn't listen. He pulled out tools injectors, bandages, a spray for infection. His hands moved fast but gentle. He spoke in low tones as he worked. "It's okay. You're strong. Just hold on." The Velcor didn't move. Its growl faded. Its eyes closed, but not in death. It was trusting him. The soldiers watched in disbelief. None of them dared. "Come closer." A drone buzzed above, recording everything. Later, that footage would spread across colonies. Billions would watch a small human kneel beside the galaxy's most feared predator and touch its wound without fear. But in that moment, it was quiet. Too quiet. A branch cracked behind them. Suddenly. More Velcors? No, just one figure, an armored hunter. Illegal poacher. Rifle ready. He had come to finish the kill. Kieran stood quickly. "Don't you dare." The hunter aimed. The Velcor's eyes snapped open. It roared. With a sudden burst of strength, it lunged not at Kieran, but at the hunter. Its claws struck first. Blood splashed. The hunter screamed once, then fell. The Velcor collapsed again beside Kieran, shaking. Kieran rushed to its side. "No, stay with me. Don't go." He injected more medicine. The predator's breathing slowed again. This time, it wasn't fear in its eyes. It was something else. Recognition. Gratitude. The jungle was still once more. The Zarnian commander stepped forward, shaking his head. "What kind of human are you?" Kieran looked up. His hands were bloody, his face streaked with sweat. "The kind who saves lives," he said, "even the terrifying ones." The Velcor let out a low, strange sound, not a growl, not a roar, something softer. A sound no one had ever heard before from its kind. It was a purr, and it was for the human. That night, no one on the team slept well. The Velcor, once called the Death Shadow of Zarni's 4, was still breathing, Barely. Its giant body lay beside the campfire like a mountain made of bone and muscle. Most of the alien team stayed far back. Some climbed trees. Others kept their weapons ready. But the human? Dr. Karen Ross sat only a few feet from the beast. Not tied down. Not in a cage. Just resting beside him. No one understood it. Chiron had cleaned the wound again, replaced the bandage, injected another round of antitoxin. He'd even placed a heat pad under the predator's chest to keep it warm. And still, a Velcor didn't attack. It watched him, followed his hand with its glowing yellow eyes. Chiron spoke softly while working. You're stronger than they think. You didn't have to save me today, but you did. He looked into its eyes. The Velcor blinked slowly. Then it moved. The soldiers gasped, weapons aimed, but the creature didn't charge. Instead, it reached out its huge blood-stained paw and gently touched Chiron's chest. Not with claws. With pads. It was soft. Chiron froze. His heart was beating so fast. He thought it might stop, but he didn't run. Instead, he touched back. Slowly his hand pressed over the predator's paw. And for the first time in recorded galactic history, a Velcor allowed a human to touch it. No fight. No roar. No death. Just the first touch. A bond had started. At sunrise. The camp was quiet. Most of the team was packing to leave. They were scared. No one trusted the beast. The Zarnian commander called out, Dr. Ross, we're not staying here. That thing could snap at any moment. Chiron didn't respond. He was feeding the Velcor, holding out a protein ration bar in one hand while the predator sniffed it carefully. To everyone's shock, the Velcor ate from his hand, slowly. Without growling. It even licked his fingers. Aliens stared in silence. The commander walked over. We'll have to report this to command. That thing is too dangerous to leave alive. Chiron stood. His face was calm, but his eyes burned with anger. You didn't see what I saw, he said. It saved me. It killed the poacher. Not you. That doesn't mean it won't turn on us, the commander snapped. Chiron looked back at the Velcor, who was now curled up behind him like a massive dog, breathing slow, calm, not a single aggressive move. Animals don't fake trust, Chiron said softly. People do, but not them. The commander said nothing. The rest of the crew whispered. Some took photos. Others sent video logs to their home systems. And by the end of the day, every colony from the core worlds to the rim was watching a single strange clip. A human sitting beside a death beast, feeding it like a friend. That evening, the Velcor stood up on shaky legs. Chiron moved forward, thinking it might collapse again, but it didn't. It walked slowly toward Keiran. Then did something no one expected. It lowered its massive head and pressed it gently against the human's chest. The sound it made was low, deep, warm, like thunder from far away. Chiron placed both hands on the creature's neck. He could feel its heart beating. I don't know why you chose me, he whispered, but I won't let you down. Behind him, someone recorded the moment. Later, the clip would go viral on all galactic networks, and under it, the title would read, The Day the Beast Chose a Human. The camp had changed. No one said it out loud, but everyone felt it. The Velcor, now called Tarka by Chiron, was no longer just a wounded predator. It had become something else. It followed Chiron everywhere. Never made a sound unless threatened. It slept near his tent. It ate only when Chiron offered food. And most strangely, it refused to let anyone else near the human. When a young alien medic stepped too close, Tarka growled a deep warning, chest vibrating like an engine. Chiron calmed him with a single word. Easy. Tarka sat down immediately. Medic backed away. Shaking. The Zarnian commander stared from a distance. This is not science. It's madness. But Karen didn't care. He was studying the creature now, recording heart rate, tracking movement, documenting behaviors no one had ever seen from a Volcor. They're not mindless killers, he told his audio log. They choose, and this one, it chose me. That night, a storm hit. Rain poured in sheets. Thunder cracked the sky. Most of the alien crew took shelter in the main crawler. But Chiron didn't. He stayed in his tent with Tarka sleeping outside like a guardian. The ground shook. Lightning flashed. And that's when they came. 3 red. Lights moved between the trees. Not animals. Hunters. Illegal poachers. Masked and silent. They had seen the videos. Now they wanted the beast for themselves. Or dead. One aimed a shock rifle at Tarka. The other 2 moved for Chiron's tent. But before they could strike, Tarka moved, faster than sound. His roar ripped through the storm. One hunter went flying. Second dropped his weapon and ran. The third, too slow, was knocked to the ground, pinned under 2 tons of primal fury. Chiron stumbled out of the tent, shouting, "Tarka! No! Stop!" The predator froze, breathing hard, claws inches from the hunter's throat. Chiron stepped into the rain. His voice cracked, but he kept it steady. "You're safe now," he said. Tarka slowly backed off. He didn't kill. He obeyed. The last poacher was dragged off by the Zarnian guards. He kept muttering, "It listens to him. It obeys him. What even is that human?" By morning, the story had reached command stations in 3 sectors. Some called it a miracle. Others called it a threat. The Volcor, once feared as the ultimate predator, was now bonded with a human. No one had words for what that meant. But the Galactic Wildlife Authority sent an urgent order: capture or kill the specimen. Immediate threat level: black. Chiron read the message. He sat beside Tarka and looked into the creature's golden eyes. "They don't understand," he whispered. "They still see you as a monster." Tarka leaned forward, pressing his head against Karen's chest again. And Karen felt something strange, something real. This wasn't just survival. It was trust, a connection deeper than science, maybe even deeper than instinct. That evening, the stars came out. Chiron sat beside the fire, writing notes in his journal. Tarka lay behind him, tail curled, watching the shadows. And on the last page of the day's log, Chiron wrote, "I came to Zarni's 4 to study life. But I didn't expect to be chosen by it. He's not just an apex predator. He's my partner. And maybe my friend." Chiron woke up coughing. His breath was shallow. His skin burned. The edges of his vision were dark. He touched his arm. Red. Veins. Swollen. Hot. Poison. The same toxin that had nearly killed Tarka was now inside him. He'd been careful. Always wore gloves. Always cleaned his tools. But somehow, the venom had found its way into his body. The jungle did not forgive. Mistakes. He tried to stand. His knees gave out. He collapsed beside the tent. Gasping. Tarka lifted his head. The beast saw it instantly. His human was hurt. The camp was chaos. Chiron lay on a stretcher. The medic shook his head. "The venom is deep in his blood. We don't have the right antidote. We never studied this species close enough." The Zarnian commander crossed his arms. "He's human. Weak. We warned him," the medic snapped. "He saved that predator. Now he needs saving." They looked at the beast. Tarka stood outside the tent, not moving, watching. Silent. Deadly. Like he understood every word. Then, without warning, Tarka turned and ran. Through the trees. Into the jungle. Gone. "Let him go," the commander said. The animal has no reason to return. But the medic wasn't so sure. What if he does? The commander scoffed. It's a monster, not a pet. Chiron drifted in and out of sleep. His dreams were strange soft fur brushing his face, golden, eyes watching over him, a warm weight at his side. He heard whispers. I told you he'd leave. Not coming back, just an animal after all. But then, on the third night, a sound outside, low, heavy, footsteps, the guards raised weapons. Something's coming. From the shadows, a massive shape stepped into the FIRELIGHT.TARK. Covered. In mud, branches stuck in his back, legs trembling, but in his jaws something green, long vines. Glowing blue sap dripping down. The medic gasped. That's carven root, extremely rare. Natural antidote for nerve blood toxins. But it only grows on the cliffs 6 kilometers away. Everyone turned to the beast.TARKA, dropped the vines gently, beside Karen's bed, then collapsed from exhaustion. For the next 6 hours, the medic worked fast boiling, crushing, mixing. Chiron was fading fast. TRK never left his side. He lay there, nose pressed against Karen's hand, eyes wide, breathing shallow. The final dose of antidote was given just before sunrise. Everyone waited. Minutes passed. Chiron didn't move. Then his fingers twitched. His chest rose deeper. Eyes opened. Tarka? The beast growled softly. Chiron smiled. You came back. Tarka leaned down and licked the side of his face. Later, when Chiron sat up, the commander walked in. I was wrong, the alien said, about the creature. Chiron weakly smiled. He's not a creature. He's the reason I'm alive. Tarka sat beside him, shoulders proud, eyes calm. The commander asked, how did he know where to find the cure? Chiron looked at Tarka. Maybe he remembered. Maybe he followed scent. Or maybe he just understood what I needed. The camp was quiet. For the first time, no one looked at Tarka with fear. They looked at him with respect. That night, Chiron added a new log. Today, the beast saved me. Traveled far. Fought nature. Carried healing in his mouth. Who is the apex predator now? The one with claws, or the one with loyalty? They tried to keep it quiet, but nothing stays hidden for long in the galaxy. A few clips, a short report, a blurry image of a Velcor carrying jungle vines in its jaws. Soon it was everywhere. Across colony networks and warship feeds. The story spread. A human saved a monster. Then the monster saved him. Some laughed, some doubted, but others, those who knew what a Velcor truly was, did not laugh. Because they understood the one thing more dangerous than a predator with a purpose. Back at the camp, things were quiet. Chiron sat outside. His tent, pale but healing. His hands still shook sometimes. But the fever was gone. Tarka sat beside him, calm as stone, not chained, not guarded, just present. The Zarnian commander watched from a distance. He's changed. Chiron nodded. So have I. The jungle was silent, too silent. Then a message crackled through the comms unit. A voice from orbit. Incoming drop pod. Unmarked. No response to hails. Everyone froze? Poachers? Command? Or worse? A flash in the sky confirmed it. Something was falling. Fast. The drop pod smashed into the clearing, sending dirt and light into the air. The hatch hissed, and out stepped black armor, crimson eyes. Number. Insignia. Kill team. Galactic asset control. Silent. Professionals trained to erase threats, biological or otherwise. The lead hunter spoke. Voice flat through his mask. You have bonded with a Class Red predator. This violates 17 interstellar wildlife codes. Step aside. We will secure the target. Chiron stood weakly. He's not a threat. You're compromised. They raised weapons. Tarka rose to full height, muscles tight, eyes glowing, tail lashing. He didn't attack, but the air itself, Tensed.Keiran, stepped in front of the beast. Don't touch him. The lead hunter paused. The team hesitated. Then the medic stepped forward. And the Zarnian commander, and 2 engineers. One by one, they moved beside. Keiran. Not for the beast. For the man who had changed it. The hunter spoke again. This is not a vote. But something changed. Behind them, a shadow moved. Tarka growled. From the trees. Another shape appeared. Another Velcor. Then a third, and a fourth. Silent. Watching. They didn't move to help. But they didn't leave. The lead hunter looked. Around. One human bonded with a Velcor was strange. But if others were watching, if others were learning, then this wasn't an accident. It was evolution. He lowered his weapon. We'll report this. And just like that, they were gone. That night, Tarka sat beside Chiron's fire. The stars above were silent. Chiron looked at the creature. You came back for me. And now they all saw. Tarka looked at him. Then lowered his head into Chiron's. Lap. Heavy. Warm. Loyal. Across the galaxy, fear began to grow. If Velcors could bond, if humans could turn apex predators into partners, what else could they change? On a news channel far away, one alien leader whispered, today, the galaxy saw something new. Not just a predator, not just a man, but a bond stronger than species. And that bond is dangerous. Asterisk, the team was ordered to leave XARN. Is -4. Command had made its decision. Extract the scientist. Terminate the creature. The message was clear. Cold. Keiran sat in the shade of a wide stone tree. His hands were still healing, but his mind was sharper than ever. Trk lay beside him, calm, watchful. Chiron had read the report 3 times. He didn't say a word, but inside he was breaking. The shuttle landed with a soft roar. A new team stepped out. No weapons drawn. Not yet, but they were prepared. The lead officer approached. Dr. Ross, you're to return to Earth for debriefing. The creature stays. Chiron looked at Tark. Tark looked back. Slowly, the beast stood. And stepped in front of Chiron, blocking the path. The officer raised a hand. Step aside, animal. Tarka didn't move, didn't growl, didn't roar. He just stood between Chiron and the rest of the galaxy. I'm not leaving without him. Chiron said. He's not your pet, the officer snapped. He's a threat to future colonies. One mistake, one reaction, and entire villages die. Chiron's voice was quiet, but steady. He's not the threat. We are. We've hunted his kind for centuries. Caged them. Killed them. And the first time one chooses peace, we try to kill it again. The team hesitated. Tarka sat, calm, still, but his eyes never left the soldiers. The wind shifted. Suddenly, a small ship descended from the clouds. It bore a strange symbol unknown to most. But Karen recognized it. The Galactic Council. From it stepped an old being, gray skin, 6 eyes, long robes, a council historian. She walked up slowly, nodding once to Chiron, then looking at Tarka. So the legend is true, she said softly. Chiron blinked. Legend? She smiled. Long ago, it was said the Velcor were not monsters, but guardians. They once protected forest temples, cared for injured animals, even watched over lost children. But war changed them. We turned them into beasts. We forgot who they were. She stepped closer to Tarka. He didn't move. She looked at Chiron. And now, after centuries, one has chosen again. The shuttle officers waited for orders, but the historian raised a hand. No harm will come to this bond. Not today, not ever. She turned to Chiron. Will you go with him? Chiron looked down at Tark. The beast's head slowly bowed, waiting. Choosing. Keiran. Smiled. No, I'll stay. That night, under the twin moons, Chiron packed what he needed, just his datapad, some rations, and one medical kit. The rest he left behind. The soldiers flew away. The camp was silent. Only two figures remained, a man and a beast. Side by side. Weeks passed, then months. Strange reports spread across nearby systems. A village child lost in the forest, found beside a massive shadow. Warm and unharmed. A group of illegal hunters chased off by something fast. Silent and glowing. A temple ruin cleaned of debris paw prints all around. Chiron was never seen again on any official world. But across Zarni's 4, stories were told of a man with healing hands, and the guardian who walked beside him. In time, those stories became legend. Children whispered them at night. Priests carved their shapes into stone. And somewhere deep in the jungle, beneath the stars and wind, a great creature slept peacefully beside a small fire. The beast's eyes opened briefly, just enough to check the man beside him, still breathing, still safe. The fire crackled. The stars watched. And the galaxy remembered the day a predator bowed to a human and never left his side. Asterisk.